Hera, the queen of the gods in Greek mythology, is a figure of immense power and complexity, yet her stories often remain in the shadow of her husband, Zeus. While she is widely recognized as the goddess of marriage and family, there's so much more to her than meets the eye. Hera's character is a fascinating blend of strength, jealousy, and compassion, making her one of the most intriguing figures in ancient mythology. Today, we're diving into 20 hidden stories that reveal the many sides of Hera, stories that have been overshadowed but are crucial to truly understanding her role in the divine pantheon. From leading rebellions against Zeus to shaping the fates of heroes and mortals alike, these tales will show you a Hera far beyond the jealous wife stereotype. Stay with us as we uncover these lesser-known narratives, shedding light on her ambition, her wrath, and her unexpected moments of mercy. By the end of this video, you'll see why Hera's stories are essential to grasping the intricate dynamics of Greek mythology. So, let's begin this journey into the life and legacy of the Queen of the Gods and discover the woman behind the crown. As we step into the first hidden story of Hera, we encounter a tale that shatters the image of her as merely Zeus's submissive wife. Now turning to a moment of defiance, Hera led a rebellion against Zeus himself, a bold act that reveals her unyielding ambition and desire for equality among the gods. This uprising was no small matter. It was a calculated move by Hera to challenge Zeus's supreme authority and reshape the divine hierarchy. She rallied a group of powerful Olympians to her cause, including Poseidon, Apollo, and even Athena, who saw an opportunity to shift the balance of power. Together, they plotted to overthrow Zeus while he slept, binding him with unbreakable chains. But the plan unraveled when Thetis, the sea nymph, intervened, warning the hundred-handed giant Briareus to come to Zeus's aid. The consequences of this rebellion were severe. Zeus, once freed, punished the conspirators harshly. Hera, as the leader, bore the brunt of his wrath. She was hung from the sky by golden chains, tormented by the weight of her failure. Yet, this story is not just about her punishment. It's a testament to Hera's determination to assert her own power and demand respect in a world dominated by Zeus. It reveals her fierce ambition and her willingness to risk everything for a chance at equality, a side of Hera that often goes unnoticed. This rebellion marks a pivotal moment in her story, showcasing her as a goddess who refused to be overshadowed. And as we move forward, we'll see how this same spirit of defiance shapes many of her other hidden tales. With the echoes of her rebellion still resonating, we now witness Hera's next great act of strategy and determination, her pivotal role in the Trojan War. This conflict, sparked by the infamous judgment of Paris, became a stage for Hera to unleash her wrath and cunning. After Paris chose Aphrodite over her and Athena, awarding Aphrodite the golden apple of beauty, Hera's fury knew no bounds. Vowing revenge, she set her sights on the destruction of Troy, the city favored by Paris. But Hera's involvement went far beyond mere anger. She orchestrated a web of alliances with other gods, including Athena, who shared her disdain for the Trojans. Together, they manipulated the war's events, tipping the scales in favor of the Greeks. Hera's strategic mind was on full display as she intervened in key moments. She deceived Zeus with a charm, causing him to sleep and allowing the Greeks to gain an upper hand. She even convinced Poseidon to aid the Greek forces, despite his usual indifference to mortal conflicts. Hera's determination was relentless. She personally protected Greek heroes like Achilles and Odysseus, ensuring their survival to further her cause. Her vendetta against Troy was so intense that she even supported the ruse of the Trojan horse, the final blow that sealed the city's fate. This story reveals Hera not as a passive figure, but as a master strategist who wielded immense influence over the course of one of mythology's greatest wars. Her actions in the Trojan War highlight her ability to turn personal grievances into grand, calculated plans, showcasing her as a goddess of both power and precision. As the next chapter of Hera's story unfolds, we find her facing a deeply personal and emotional challenge: the birth of her son Hephaestus. This tale reveals a side of Hera that is rarely seen, one marked by conflict, regret, and ultimately reconciliation. When Hephaestus was born, Hera was horrified by his appearance. Unlike the other gods who were known for their beauty and perfection, Hephaestus was born with physical deformities. Overcome with shame and perhaps influenced by her own pride, Hera made a decision that would haunt her for centuries. She cast her newborn son out of Olympus, sending him tumbling down to the mortal world below. This act of rejection was a reflection of her struggle with motherhood and her desire to maintain the image of divine perfection. But Hephaestus's story did not end there. As he grew, he honed his skills as a master craftsman, creating incredible works of art and technology that eventually caught the attention of the gods. When Hera learned of his talents, she began to see her son in a new light. Their relationship took a turn when Hephaestus, seeking to reconcile with his mother, crafted a magnificent throne as a gift for her. However, when Hera sat on it, she found herself trapped, unable to move. This clever act forced her to confront her past actions and acknowledge her son's worth. After negotiations and heartfelt conversations, Hera and Hephaestus eventually reconciled. This story highlights Hera's complex nature, her pride, and her capacity for growth. It shows her as a mother who, despite her flaws, found a way to mend a broken relationship, revealing a more human side to the Queen of the Gods. As the next chapter of Hera's story unfolds, we witness one of the most intense and dramatic displays of her wrath, her relentless persecution of Hercules, Zeus's illegitimate son. From the moment Hercules was born, Hera's fury knew no bounds. Determined to eliminate the child who symbolized her husband's infidelity, she sent 2 serpents to kill him in his cradle. But even as a baby, Hercules displayed the strength that would define his legacy, strangling the serpents with his bare hands. This act of survival only deepened Hera's resentment, and she vowed to make his life a living torment. Her vendetta against Hercules reached its peak when she drove him into a fit of madness, causing him to unknowingly kill his own wife and children. Overwhelmed with grief and guilt, Hercules sought redemption through the 12 labors, a series of seemingly impossible tasks. Hera, far from neutral, actively worked to make these trials even more grueling. She manipulated events, sent monsters to challenge him, and ensured that every labor tested his limits. Yet, despite her relentless efforts, Hercules emerged victorious, a testament to his resilience and divine strength. This story highlights Hera's vengeful side, but it also underscores her persistence and the length she would go to exact retribution. Her actions reveal a goddess who, when wronged, could be as unyielding as she was powerful. As we move forward, we'll explore how Hera's influence extended beyond personal vendettas, shaping the fates of mortals and gods alike. As the echoes of Hera's wrath resound, we now turn to another tale that reveals her unrelenting nature. The story of Echo, the nymph who became an unwitting pawn in the games of the gods. Echo, known for her enchanting voice, often used her gift to distract Hera with lengthy conversations while Zeus pursued his romantic escapades. When Hera discovered the nymph's role in these betrayals, her anger was swift and severe. Determined to punish Echo for her deception, Hera stripped her of the ability to speak her own thoughts. From that moment onward, Echo could only repeat the last words spoken by others, a curse that rendered her voice a hollow reflection of those around her. This punishment not only silenced Echo's own voice but also isolated her, forcing her to wander the woods in solitude, forever echoing the words of others. Hera's curse on Echo serves as a stark reminder of her ruthlessness when crossed, and her willingness to wield her power to enforce divine loyalty. It's a story that highlights the tragic consequences of being caught in the crossfire of the gods' schemes, and the lengths to which Hera would go to maintain her authority. With this tale, we see yet another layer of Hera's personality, a goddess who, when betrayed, could be both merciless and unyielding. As we continue, we'll explore how Hera's influence extended beyond her wrath, shaping the natural and divine world in ways that resonate to this day. Now turning to the sacred symbols and animals tied to Hera, we uncover another fascinating layer of her identity. Hera's connection to the peacock is one of the most iconic, with its vibrant feathers symbolizing her regal presence and divine authority. According to myth, the peacock's eyes on its feathers were said to represent the all-seeing watchfulness of Hera, a reminder that she was always aware of the actions of both gods and mortals. The cow, another sacred animal linked to Hera, reflects her role as a goddess of fertility and nurturing. In many ancient depictions, Hera is shown with the horns of a cow, emphasizing her connection to the earth's bounty and her role in sustaining life. Beyond animals, the pomegranate also holds deep significance in her worship. This fruit, bursting with seeds, symbolizes fertility, abundance, and the cycle of life and death. It was often used in rituals dedicated to Hera, particularly those honoring marriage and motherhood. These symbols, peacock, cow, and pomegranate, were not just decorative elements but powerful representations of Hera's influence over the natural and divine realms. They remind us of her dual nature as both a nurturing goddess and a fierce protector of her domain. As we continue, we'll see how these symbols and animals were woven into the fabric of her worship, shaping the way ancient Greeks understood and revered the Queen of the Gods. As the stage shifts to one of the most pivotal moments in Greek mythology, we find Hera at the heart of the judgment of Paris. This fateful event began with the goddess of discord, Eris, tossing a golden apple inscribed with the words, "To the fairest," into a gathering of gods. The apple sparked a fierce competition among Hera, Aphrodite, and Athena, each claiming the title for themselves. Zeus, unwilling to choose, assigned the task to Paris, a mortal prince of Troy. Here, Hera stepped in with a tempting offer, promising Paris unimaginable power and wealth if he declared her the fairest. Yet her rivals were equally cunning. Aphrodite enticed Paris with the love of the most beautiful woman in the world, Helen, while Athena offered him wisdom and victory in battle. Paris ultimately chose Aphrodite, sealing his fate and igniting the flames of the Trojan War. Hera's role in this judgment reveals not only her pride and desire for recognition, but also her deep-seated rivalry with the other goddesses. Her bitterness over being overlooked would fuel her relentless vendetta against Troy, shaping the course of one of the most legendary conflicts in mythology. This story underscores Hera's unyielding determination to uphold her status and the length she would go to assert her dominance, even if it meant altering the fate of mortals and gods alike. As the narrative unfolds, we now turn to a role that defines Hera in a profound yet often overlooked way: her guardianship over marriage and family. Despite the constant turbulence in her own union with Zeus, Hera fiercely embodied the sanctity of matrimony. To mortals, she was both a blessing and a warning. Couples who honored their vows and upheld the traditions of marriage often found themselves under her favor. She bestowed blessings of fertility, harmony, and prosperity, ensuring that their unions thrived. However, those who strayed into infidelity faced her unrelenting wrath. Hera's punishments were legendary, serving as cautionary tales for generations. She transformed unfaithful lovers into animals, cursed them with madness, or ensured their lives were plagued with misfortune. Yet her actions were not solely driven by vindictiveness. They were a reflection of her commitment to the sacred bonds of marriage, a principle she held dear even when her own husband repeatedly betrayed her. This duality in Hera's nature, her capacity for nurturing love, and her stern enforcement of marital fidelity, reveals a goddess who, despite her flaws, sought to uphold the integrity of one of society's most cherished institutions. Her role as the protector of marriages underscores the complexity of her character, blending compassion with an unyielding sense of justice. As the story shifts to the heavens, we uncover a tale that ties Hera's essence to the very fabric of the cosmos. The myth of the Milky Way's creation offers a glimpse into Hera's nurturing side, often overshadowed by her more tempestuous traits. According to legend, while breastfeeding the infant Hercules, Hera's milk spilled across the sky, leaving a luminous trail of stars that became the Milky Way. This celestial phenomenon is not just a whimsical origin story. It carries deep symbolism tied to Hera's role as a goddess of fertility and nourishment. The Milky Way, with its ethereal glow, represents life, sustenance, and the eternal flow of maternal care. It's a reminder that even amidst her struggles and conflicts, Hera embodied the nurturing forces that sustain life and creation. This myth underscores her duality, her ability to both nurture and enforce, showcasing that her power was not limited to mortal affairs but extended to the very stars above. Through this story, we see Hera's presence etched into the night sky, a lasting testament to her multifaceted nature as a goddess of both strength and tenderness. And as we gaze upward, her legacy continues to shine, reminding us of the enduring connection between the divine and the natural world. Now shifting our focus to a tale of relentless pursuit, we delve into Hera's trials of Leto, a story that reveals her fierce determination and the length she would go to protect her position as Zeus's queen. When Zeus fathered twins, Apollo and Artemis, with the Titaness Leto, Hera's wrath was swift and unyielding. Determined to prevent Leto from giving birth, Hera unleashed her fury, forbidding any land or island from offering Leto refuge. This left Leto wandering in desperation, searching for a safe place to bring her children into the world. Hera's vengeance didn't stop there. She sent the monstrous serpent Python to hunt Leto down, adding to her torment. Yet, despite Hera's efforts, Leto found sanctuary on the floating island of Delos, where she successfully gave birth to her divine twins. Hera's eventual defeat in this struggle highlights a rare moment where her power was challenged and overcome. This myth not only underscores Hera's relentless nature, but also serves as a reminder of the resilience of those who stood against her. It's a story of conflict, perseverance, and the enduring tension between the gods, revealing yet another layer of Hera's complex character in the intricate tapestry of Greek mythology. Now exploring another dimension of Hera's influence, we turn to her widespread worship in ancient Greece, a testament to her enduring significance in the lives of the people. As the goddess of marriage, family, and childbirth, Hera held a central place in Greek religion, and her reverence extended across the region. Among the most notable sites dedicated to her was the Heraion of Samos, a grand temple that stood as a symbol of her power and devotion. This sacred space, one of the largest and oldest temples in Greece, attracted worshippers from far and wide, eager to pay homage to the Queen of the Gods. Festivals in her honor, such as the Heraia, were celebrated with great enthusiasm, featuring athletic competitions, processions, and offerings that highlighted her role as a protector of communities. Rituals dedicated to Hera often involved prayers for marital harmony and fertility, reflecting her association with these aspects of life. Beyond her personal domains, Hera was also revered as a guardian of cities, with many Greek polis viewing her as a divine shield against harm and chaos. Her temples often served as centers of civic pride and unity, embodying her dual role as a divine and earthly protector. Through her worship, Hera's presence was deeply woven into the fabric of Greek society, revealing not only her divine authority, but also her profound connection to the everyday lives of her devotees. This aspect of her legacy underscores her multifaceted nature, blending power, compassion, and a steadfast commitment to those who honored her. Now shifting our focus to one of the most poignant tales of Hera's wrath, we delve into the story of Io, a mortal woman who became a pawn in the tumultuous relationship between Zeus and Hera. Zeus, known for his many affairs, took a particular interest in Io, which did not escape Hera's notice. In her anger, Hera decided to punish Io, not Zeus, transforming her into a cow to hide her from her husband's advances. This cruel act was not just a punishment for Io, but also a means for Hera to assert her dominance and express her frustration with Zeus's infidelity. To ensure Io's suffering continued, Hera enlisted Argus, a giant with 100 eyes, to guard her. Argus, with his unmatched vigilance, made it nearly impossible for Io to escape her bovine form or for Zeus to intervene. The story of Io's transformation is a stark reminder of Hera's capacity for vengeance, but it also reveals a more complex layer to her character. After years of wandering in misery, Io eventually caught the attention of Hermes, who, at Zeus's request, managed to slay Argus. With the giant's death, Hera's grip on Io began to loosen. In a surprising turn, Hera showed a moment of mercy, allowing Io to regain her human form and find peace. This act of clemency, though rare, highlights Hera's ability to temper her wrath with compassion, showcasing her as a goddess not solely defined by jealousy, but also by moments of humanity and grace. Now shifting our gaze to the epic tale of the Argonauts, we uncover a lesser-known aspect of Hera's influence, her subtle yet pivotal role in Jason's quest for the Golden Fleece. Unlike her more overt acts of vengeance or protection, Hera's involvement here was marked by quiet strategy. Jason, the leader of the Argonauts, was a mortal hero with a destiny tied to reclaiming his rightful throne. Recognizing the importance of his mission, Hera chose to guide and support him, though her help often went unnoticed. Her motivations were layered. On one hand, she sought to aid Jason out of a desire to see justice served, as his uncle Peleus had wrongfully taken his throne. On the other hand, Hera's support of Jason allowed her to challenge the status quo and assert her influence in the mortal world. Throughout the journey, Hera's subtle interventions proved crucial. She ensured that Medea, a powerful sorceress and daughter of King Aedes, fell in love with Jason, knowing that Medea's magic would be instrumental in overcoming the trials ahead. Hera's guidance didn't stop there. She also helped Jason navigate the treacherous voyage, providing him with the wisdom and resilience needed to face formidable challenges like the clashing rocks and the sleepless dragon guarding the Golden Fleece. What's fascinating about Hera's role in this story is how it contrasts with her more volatile tendencies. Here, she emerges not as a goddess of wrath but as a calculated ally, using her intellect and foresight to shape the fate of heroes. This tale reminds us that Hera's influence was not limited to the heavens but extended deeply into the lives of mortals, shaping their destinies in ways both profound and unexpected. As we move forward, we'll explore how Hera's actions in other myths further reveal her complex and multifaceted nature. Now stepping into the realm of divine debates, we encounter the curious story of Tyreus and the unexpected consequences of siding with Zeus. Tyreus, a mortal seer, found himself at the center of a heated argument between Zeus and Hera over which gender experienced greater pleasure in love. When Tyreus sided with Zeus, claiming that women derived more pleasure than men, Hera's wrath was swift and severe. In an act of vengeance, she struck him blind. This punishment, though harsh, carries a layer of irony. Despite losing his sight, Tyreus was granted the gift of prophecy, allowing him to see the future even as he was deprived of the present. This twist in his fate reveals Hera's complex nature, her ability to mete out punishment while inadvertently bestowing a form of power. It also highlights the tension between her and Zeus, as their conflicts often spilled over into the lives of mortals. Tyreus' story serves as a reminder that the gods' whims could bring both ruin and redemption, often in ways that defied expectation. As we continue, we'll see how Hera's actions in other myths further demonstrate her capacity for both justice and retribution. Now turning to the natural world, we explore how Hera played a subtle yet significant role in the creation of the seasons, a story deeply intertwined with the myth of Persephone and Demeter. While Hera was not the central figure in this tale, her influence can be traced through the actions of the gods and the consequences of their decisions. The story begins with Persephone, the daughter of Demeter, goddess of agriculture, who was abducted by Hades, the god of the underworld. Demeter's grief over her daughter's disappearance caused the earth to grow barren, plunging the world into an endless winter. Zeus, seeking to resolve the crisis, intervened and brokered a deal. Persephone would spend part of the year with Hades and the rest with Demeter. This arrangement gave rise to the cycle of the seasons, with spring and summer symbolizing Persephone's return and autumn and winter marking her descent into the underworld. Hera's involvement, while indirect, stems from her position as Zeus's wife and queen of the gods. Her silent support of Zeus's decisions and her role in maintaining divine order contributed to the resolution of this cosmic imbalance. This myth not only explains the changing seasons but also highlights Hera's quiet yet pivotal influence in the divine hierarchy. Her actions, though often overshadowed, remind us of her enduring presence in the myths that shaped the ancient world. As we move forward, we'll uncover more layers of Hera's complex character, revealing how she shaped both the lives of gods and mortals alike. As the celestial tapestry unfolds, we delve into the tale of Callisto, a story that showcases Hera's jealousy and her penchant for transformation. Callisto, a loyal follower of Artemis, caught the eye of Zeus, who disguised himself as Artemis to deceive her. When Hera discovered Zeus's latest infidelity, her wrath knew no bounds. In a fit of jealous fury, Hera transformed Callisto into a bear, stripping her of her human form and condemning her to roam the wild forests. Years later, Callisto's son, Arcas, nearly killed her during a hunt, unaware that the bear was his mother. To prevent this tragedy, Zeus intervened, placing Callisto among the stars as the constellation Ursa Major, the Great Bear. Hera's act of vengeance, however, did not end there. She persuaded Oceanus and Tethys to ensure that the constellation would never set below the horizon, ensuring Callisto's eternal restlessness in the night sky. This myth not only highlights Hera's relentless jealousy, but also her ability to leave a lasting mark on both mortals and the cosmos. Through her actions, Hera's influence extends far beyond the realms of Olympus, reminding us of her enduring presence in the myths that shape the heavens. Moving forward, we'll uncover another tale of Hera's cunning, as she weaves a web of manipulation that alters the fate of mortals and gods alike. As we step into the shadows of Olympus, another tale of Hera's cunning unfolds, this time involving Semele, a mortal princess who captured the heart of Zeus. Hera, ever watchful of her husband's infidelities, devised a plan to rid herself of this new rival. Disguised as an elderly woman, Hera befriended Semele and planted seeds of doubt in her mind. She questioned whether the god who claimed to be Zeus was truly who he said he was, suggesting that Semele demand proof of his divine identity. Trusting her newfound confidante, Semele asked Zeus to reveal his true form, bound by a vow he had made to grant her any wish. Zeus, reluctant but bound by his promise, complied, and his divine radiance proved too much for Semele to endure. She was consumed by the sheer power of his presence, leaving behind only the unborn child she carried. This child, Dionysus, would later be rescued by Zeus and sewn into his thigh until he was ready to be born, becoming the god of wine and ecstasy. Hera's trickery not only ensured Semele's demise, but also set the stage for the birth of one of the most fascinating figures in Greek mythology. This story highlights Hera's strategic mind and her ability to manipulate both mortals and gods to achieve her ends, leaving a lasting impact on the divine and mortal worlds alike. With this tale of deception and its far-reaching consequences, we're reminded once again of Hera's formidable presence in the intricate web of myth and legend. As the next chapter of divine retribution unfolds, we find Hera standing firmly beside Zeus in the infamous punishment of Prometheus. Known for his cunning and compassion toward humanity, Prometheus had defied Zeus by stealing fire from the gods and giving it to mortals, an act that threatened the established order of the divine world. While Hera's direct involvement in this myth is subtle, Her unwavering support of Zeus's decision to punish Prometheus reveals her commitment to maintaining the hierarchy of Olympus. Prometheus was subjected to a brutal fate, bound to a rock where an eagle would feast on his liver each day, only for it to regenerate each night, a cycle of endless torment. Hera's alignment with Zeus in this matter underscores her role as a guardian of divine authority and her belief in the necessity of strict consequences for those who challenge it. This story not only highlights Hera's loyalty to Zeus, but also emphasizes her dedication to preserving the balance of power among the gods. With this act of solidarity, Hera further cements her position as a formidable force within the pantheon, unwavering in her resolve to uphold the divine order. As we move forward, this tale of punishment and loyalty adds yet another layer to our understanding of Hera's complex role in the myths of ancient Greece. As the threads of fate weave their intricate patterns, we now turn to the ways Hera's influence extended beyond the gods and into the lives of mortal heroes. While often remembered for her wrath and jealousy, Hera also played a pivotal role in shaping the destinies of key figures in Greek mythology. One such hero was Achilles, the greatest warrior of the Trojan War. Hera's support of Achilles was deeply tied to her vendetta against Troy, as she sought to ensure the city's downfall. By aiding Achilles, she not only advanced her own agenda but also cemented his place in legend. Similarly, Hera took a keen interest in Jason, leader of the Argonauts. She guided him on his quest for the Golden Fleece, offering strategic advice and protection. Her motivations, however, were not entirely selfless. Hera saw Jason as a means to challenge the power of Peleus, who had wronged her. These interventions reveal Hera's ability to wield influence with precision, using mortal heroes as instruments to achieve her goals while simultaneously shaping their fates. Through her support, Hera left an indelible mark on their stories, proving that her reach extended far beyond the divine realm. With these tales, we see yet another dimension of Hera's complexity, a goddess who could nurture and guide as fiercely as she could punish and destroy. As the tempest of their tumultuous marriage begins to settle, we now explore the quieter moments of Hera's reconciliation with Zeus. While their relationship is often defined by strife and betrayal, there were instances where Hera chose forgiveness over fury, revealing a side of her that is seldom highlighted. One such moment occurred after Zeus's affair with Io. Despite her initial rage and the transformation of Io into a cow, Hera eventually relented, allowing Io to regain her human form. This act of mercy, though small, hints at her capacity for compassion amidst her well-known anger. Another tale tells of a rare, tender moment where Zeus and Hera set aside their grievances, retreating to a secluded island to rekindle their bond. It's said that during this time, their love was so intense that it caused the earth to bloom with life, symbolizing the rejuvenation of their relationship. These stories of reconciliation remind us that Hera's loyalty to Zeus, though tested, endured through the ages. They paint a picture of a goddess who, despite her flaws and wounds, chose to uphold the sanctity of their union. In these moments, Hera's love shines through, adding yet another layer to her intricate character, a queen of the gods who could forgive as deeply as she could fight. As we bring our journey through the hidden stories of Hera to a close, it's clear that the Queen of the Gods is far more complex than the simplified portrayal of a jealous wife often seen in popular retellings. From her defiance in leading a rebellion against Zeus to her strategic role in the Trojan War, Hera's power and intelligence shine through. Her compassion, though less celebrated, is equally present, seen in her moments of mercy toward Io and her efforts to protect the sanctity of marriage. Her wrath, while infamous, is matched by her capacity for love and loyalty, as seen in her moments of reconciliation with Zeus. These 20 stories paint a vivid picture of a goddess who embodies strength, resilience, and depth. Hera's multifaceted nature challenges us to rethink her place in Greek mythology, reminding us that even the most powerful figures are shaped by their struggles and triumphs. What's your favorite story about Hera? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and let's continue exploring the fascinating world of ancient mythology together. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you never miss a story. Until next time, keep uncovering the hidden gems of history and myth.